Hey, hi guys. Hi. Can y'all let me know if my mic is working, please? Because I was having trouble with it. Hey, Miss King and Margaret. Hey, Jeff. Good to see you back. Hello. Patricia. Hi, girl. Can you guys hear me? Can you hear me? I think I got moisturizer in my eyeballs. Okay. Does it sound like my normal mic or does it sound weird? Stop it, Margaret. You're such a brat. You're such a brat. It's a little low, Miss King, really? Just say we see her lips move. Okay, well, here. How about now? Is that any better? Is that any better? How are you guys? It's been a minute, right? Been a minute since I was here. Okay, good deal. Good, good, good. So, hi, how are you guys? I feel like we're on a first date because it's been so long. First of all, though, Miss King and Patricia, y'all haven't been in the Discord thing, ma'ams. And anyway, I was just gonna remind you. You seem nervous for our date. I know, right? Uh, wait, what? There's a camera framing tip that says makes it look like I'm sitting in a hole. Well, you forgot about Discord? Hold on. Is that any better? Is that any better? So really the only other couple of people from the girls from the block, right, are Gail and Donnie. Those two pop in every once in a while. But anyway, let me see. First of all, kiddo is back to school. If I don't see it, it doesn't exist. Yeah, I know. Um, I go back and forth with like turning my notifications on and off because, well, not really. It's more like I have a setting on my, um, what do you call it? Like my do not disturb or focus things or whatever. Hope who's doing okay. Hope who's doing okay. Oh, kiddo. Sorry. Yes. Kiddo went back to school last week. I do feel nervous. I feel nervous. You guys, I've missed y'all. Oh, good. It's great now. Thank you. I didn't realize there was a framing tip. Thank you for that. I appreciate that. I don't know. I'm usually like, y'all just see this. But anyway, kiddo went back to school last week. Tuesday through Friday. And then everything's been good. She's been good. Finally got her to start taking gummy multivitamins. We'll see how that goes. What else? What else? I was telling the girls, the mods, I said she had a great week, me not so much. So, I've kind of known for a long time that I don't fare well with transition, like transitioning from one thing to another. I guess some things I do, but most things, a lot of things I don't. And so this last week was like super hard on me. And I don't even mean emotionally, okay? like the fact that she's going back to school. Although I do struggle with that a little bit because I worry about her getting sick again like she did last year. But this is a new year. She's a year older. She's a little stronger, a little bigger. We'll see how her immune system holds up. Hopefully, the gluten-free diet will help. Um, because of the whole celiac junk. But anyway, we'll see how this goes. So, um, she's been going to bed early, getting up on time, not being grouchy pants. She loves her classroom. She loves her teacher. She loves her friends. She loves the bus driver. Everything like that is the same. Same bus driver, same all that jazz. But this week, as far as me, like, she gets on the bus and then I'll make another cup of coffee, and try to figure out what to do with myself. So that's been a bit of a struggle with work because I've been working a lot more lately. You guys know that. And then what else? She has been eating a little bit better at school. I don't know if that's just like a new thing or if she's going to continue that. But this week I wanted to get on, but I was like, I don't know what to talk about. I don't know what trials are even going on. I have not looked at anything true crime related other than Brian Koberger. I shouldn't even say his name anymore. Idaho 4, the kids, the college kiddos, Ethan and Xana and Kaylee and Maddie, right? And their crime scene photos popped out. Not all of them, thank God, but some of them. And I'm sure the vast majority of you guys have seen them already. I don't know what to make of them. I don't know what to make of those. I'm not sure what to make of those. Yeah, good news about the kiddo. Mm-hmm. She's doing well. She's doing good. Me, I'm just struggling with the new routine. So, and I did start doing something different that I hadn't talked to you guys about. I talked to the mods about it. My sister knows. My husband knows. But I started, not that I need to add anything else onto my plate, right? Because y'all know I've already deal with struggling with balancing everything that I already do. But I kind of found a little resellers group, and I've been doing really well there. And that has not taken up as much time as I thought that it would, but it has taken up some time, but just not as much. And it's helped us out tremendously financially, so that's the bonus. And when I was talking to the mods about it, they were very positive and encouraging about that, because they were like, well, everybody's got to not close, Patricia. You'll be blown away when I tell you what, because it makes 0 sense. But I'm in the crafting world. That's where I come from originally, is the crafting world, right? And I stumbled upon, hey Lee, sorry you're late. Do you mean late like months worth of late? Or like just like 30 minutes late? I'm kidding. But I have missed you over here. I know, Margaret, right? There's Lee. Hold on, I gotta put some more chapstick on my lips. I have put so much moisturizer on my face. Oh my God. I'm so dry. My face is so dry. I went to doctor yesterday for a quick checkup. I'll get back to the reselling thing here in a minute. This is going to be an all over the place video, and this is not going to be true crime related. This is just a catch up with each other chat. But anyway, I had to go for an annual exam yesterday. Not with my regular physician, but with like Dale's Works clinic in order to get like a better, bigger discount on our medical insurance, you know. So, anyway, I had to go for that yesterday. And they drew blood, but I haven't gotten any of the results back. But I've been having blood work all this time for thyroid and stuff anyway. But. I was talking to him about the redness on my face. And he said that it looks like rosacea. So, anyway, I don't know if rosacea can be brought on by like menopause. Does anyone know the answer to that? Can rosacea be brought on by menopause? All around late, Lee. How's the wifey doing? How is sweet Lenore? How is she? And also, if anybody has any good moisturizer tips for people with rosacea, I don't know. He told me to use, hey, Susan. Hey, no worries. Glad you're here. He told me to use, he said to mix a little bit of Vaseline and my regular facial moisturizer together and put it on at night, like half, like equal parts Vaseline and equal parts facial moisturizer, and put that on my face. Now, he's not a dermatologist. He's just a regular physician, right? So, anyway, I don't know about that. I would feel like a weirdo. Google says it can. Okay. Well, I don't know. But it's not as red today as it normally is. And like the redness gets plumb down on my neck and my ears get all red. So weird. But, okay, back to the reselling thing, okay? So, I don't know. I was like looking up some stuff on YouTube one day and I came across this video called, or not this, it was a video, but the video was talking about something called Whatnot. Have any of you guys heard of Whatnot? It's a reselling and buying app, like live auction apps or live selling apps. App. It's one app, not plural. Let me know if anybody has heard of Whatnot. I had never heard of it. But people were on this video, this person was on this video talking about how they make like really good money reselling stuff on the app. And I was like, I'd never done that before, right? So I was like, okay, well. And I got on there and was looking at the different categories that people sold things in. And clothing is a big one, right? There's a big... that's a big seller on the app is clothing and like luxury things, a lot of like Pop Mart things, like pocket knives, any kind of like hunting equipment. But then there's also a big crafting category. And there's a lot of people in that area. And to like hone it down a little, to get down a little deeper into the different kinds of crafting, one of the biggest sellers over there is in the beading and jewelry making category. And I was like, come on. And I was popping into these different live shows, just watching, being nosy, you know? And these people were selling beads left, right, and center. Like beads, like you would make jewelry with. Or even like pins, like the pins and keychains and stuff, like writing pins. And so, anyway, I was just a little nosy, and I was like, well, let me try this. So I made an account and I'd bought a few things just to piddle around. And I had like a little, not a massive one, but a nice little hoard of beads to do things with kiddo. Well, we never got around to it because I can't trust her with those kinds of things if I'm not like right there the entire time. Because if y'all know from the diamond painting community, y'all know what kiddo has done with some of my crafting things, right? So you can imagine what kind of fun she would have with a bunch of beads. Anyway, I had them put up. Well, we hadn't touched them in forever since I'd bought them. And I was like, let me just get on here and sell these. And I did. Sold every one of them. And I was like, well, maybe this is just a fluke. So I bought some more and I sold them, and I bought some more and I sold them, and I made a bigger order and I sold all of those. And so I've been selling beads like crazy pants for the last few weeks. That's, and it's been awesome. So, anyway, I'm like, okay, well, I mean, if I can make some decent money by doing something like that while I can sit at home, then that's what I'll do. And it has been. So, anyway, I do want to look, Patricia, at selling like graphic tees because I love graphic t-shirts. And that's another big category that sells well is graphic tees. So I might try that because I love. Well, I always have like Rick. I have one on right now. I'm always have on, some sort of graphic tee. That's usually all I wear, to be honest. But anyway, that's what I've been up to but like I said, I only do that like a couple days a week. It's not even that it takes up a lot of time. You know what I mean? It doesn't take up a lot of time, so that's not why I've not been in the crime cafe. This last week really was just me trying to get used to a new routine. I haven't been sleeping well at all at night. Um and I have to lay down with her to get her to go to sleep because we're back at that. Last year we did really good towards the middle end of the year where she would go to bed on her own. But now, I'm back to having to like lay down with her to get her to go to sleep and stay asleep for a little bit. And then when she's good and asleep, then I can get up and, go. But so I've been having to get into the bed with her to get her to go to sleep. And then I've not been sleeping well at night at all. So, and then I got to get up at 5:30 to get her ready for school. And then doing the other work things that I do through the week with the crafting stuff, not beads, but the diamond painting stuff. I do take care of that through the week, and it's just been hard for me to, you know, it's like you get all this free time when they go back to school, but then you're like, well, what do I do with it? And you just sit there and spin in circles. That's what I do. And then Big Kiddo is going to be starting back next week to school. So it's like, ah. The selling app is called Whatnot. 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 But yeah, so That's what I've been up to. And I missed you guys. I missed you guys. Susan, I think Susan's behind. Susan's behind. Menopause sucks. You're right. It does. And I think I need to read an article or two, Morgana, about that because I've looked up like facial flushing with menopause and I've looked up rosacea, but I've never really looked at those two together. Um, Let me see. Menopause. Okay, it says yes, menopause can be a trigger for rosacea, or it can worsen existing rosacea. The hormonal fluctuations and hot flashes associated with menopause can cause facial flushing and increased skin sensitivity, potentially leading to rosacea flare ups or the onset of the condition. So, there we go. Menopause can lead to increased skin sensitivity and dryness, making the skin more vulnerable to irritants and inflammation. So, my skin has been very dry, like very dry. Um, and like a very, very dry. Like my eyebrows get flaky. You can see like around my lips look chapped. They are like on the outer part of my lips are chapped, and they just stay dry. Oh, I'm glad you missed me too, Patricia. You know we're here if you need a shoulder or an ear. Thank you, Lee. I love you guys. You don't need Google for menopause stuff. You got Morgana and me. Well, I know, I know. Mm. Let me see what else. What else? On top of that, I will say, um, you guys knew that. I'm pretty sure I told you guys that Dale's brother had passed away. Right? Did I tell you guys that? I don't remember if I told you guys that. But then the following week, we are in the We Do Not Care Club. Mickey, sis, check your meds out. A new med the heart doctor put me on makes my nose red. Well, my nose don't get red. It's just my this. But what did your heart doctor put you on? The heart medicine that I take is oh, I love you, Lee. You're sweet. Um, Losartan and the hydrochlorothiazide. I think I said it right that time. Lee is always the one that has to tell me how to say that. Susan, you would love to see what, hun? What would you love to see? So, anyway, lots of things, lots of stuff, but Dale's brother had passed away. His last living brother, his last sibling. And then the week, just a few days after that, one of Mickey's and one of our nephews by marriage, so I guess a step nephew, passed away. And young, not even 30 years old, I don't think. I think he was like 29. So, anyway, it's just been crazy pants the last couple weeks. So, funerals twice and back to back. Kiddo going to school, work stuff, schmirk stuff. I did say it right. Of course I did. Yeah, I know, Mickey. I was telling the mods about that. That it was the she's got four. My sister or ex sister in law. She's got four biological children, and three of them have passed out of the four. And just to get a little bit sappy, I was talking to her and my ex sister in law is like, I grew up under her. Like, her and my other sister, not Mickey, but my other sister, have been best friends since they were in elementary school. And so she's always been in our life, right? And she married my brother. And now the four kids that she had previous to the marriage with him. But yeah, she was already like family. She was like another sister. But I was talking to her at the funeral home, and she was just saying that it was only God that can get her through this. She said otherwise she would have already folded and crumbled years ago when the first one. And I told her, I said, like, your story is like a story that would be in the Bible. Like the story of Job, right? If anybody knows the story of Job. But I don't mean to get preachy here. Sorry. But anyway, yeah. And she said that she was talking to someone or had heard something about how Psalms comes after the book of Job in the Bible. I don't think I knew that. But anyway, and she was saying there's a reason for that, I guess. Kind of makes sense, right? But anyway, I got a new, look at this, you guys. This is so cute. I know you guys think that I'm like bipolar at the moment, but it's been so long. I haven't talked to you guys in forever, and all these things have happened, and we haven't chatted. So anyway, I ordered, talking about Whatnot, okay? I buy stuff on there too. A lot of fun stuff. Well, I got a deal on these cute Stanleys, okay? You guys know how expensive Stanleys are. I got these for like dirt cheap, okay? But check this one out. Barbie. I couldn't help it. I love the color. But then I got two other ones. Another one is bright pink, but it's matte. And then the third one is baby pink. That's matte. It's not shiny. This one, you can't see it in the camera, but it's got like sprinkles. It's got like, you know what I mean? It's like glittery. Yeah, it's glittery. Right, Margaret? It's super cute. But if you look here under the handle, it's got the little Barbie emblem. It is cute. But yeah, I feel like I'm bipolar right now or something, because I'm like jumping from one thing to the next. The other two cute ones are super cute. I love them. And the only reason I got this one is because they came as a combo with all three of them together. That's how I got them so cheap. And but I wanted the two pink ones, but then it came with this one, and when I saw that it had the sparkle in this, I was like, okay, I want it. So I treated myself. So I'm getting it. I'm a copycatter. mm. Yeah, right, Morgana. Yeah, honey. Yeah, you little turd whacker. Let's see what else is new. My neighbors are moving. My neighbors are selling their house. I hate it because they're good neighbors. And you never know who you're going to get next, right? So I'm not excited about that. Not excited about that. What else? What else? Oh, I've been organizing and cleaning the old couple. Hmm. Oh, I think you're talking about my neighbors across the road. They are the old couple, not these people next door. And actually, the old couple, the wife, she passed away a few months ago. Yeah. But uh, I have been cleaning and organizing the house like a mad woman. There's that. That was a lot of what I did last week. Um, I did a lot of that over the weekend. And then I organized a bunch of my craft stuff, a bunch of my diamond paintings. I organized, cleaned, and decluttered this entire bedroom, you guys. I had that room divider up here between me and my bed, the footboard of the bed. That big white wooden thing. You don't realize it's missing. It's not there anymore. But anyway, I moved it out of here, and I had, like, my office space is in my closet. Where I'm at right now is my closet. It's a double door closet that opens like this, out. Here's one door, and then the other door's over there. But anyway, I close it, and my office is shut. And then I open the doors, and there's my office. I have a desk in here. I have shelving on both sides. It's a nice size closet. It's not a walk in, but it's like twice, three times the size of a normal closet. But anyway, um, I'm running out of space in here. And so things started collecting like outside the office, and I just had to rearrange and get rid of a bunch of stuff, and decluttered a poop ton of stuff. The cloffice, that's right, Lee. It's the cloffice. Who was it that came up with that word? I can't even remember. Was it Chris? Um, Shoot. Not either one of the guy Chris's. My girlfriend Chris. I forget what her YouTube name is. I forget what her YouTube name is. Um, but anyway, I think it was her that came up with the term the cloffice. No idea, says Lee. Um, as far as true crime goes, though, like I said, the only thing that I have been watching and paying attention to lately has been the new things popping out about the Idaho 4 crime scene photos, and which has been heartbreaking to see. But you can't hardly get on Twitter to look at the stuff, because when you do, like, when I use the hashtags Brian Koberger or Idaho 4, which is what you would look for, right? Um, it's like the pro burgers are coming out of the woodwork. I knew there were a bunch, but oh my God, they're crazy pants now. Crazy pants. So just be forewarned if you go to X to look for anything for Idaho 4, you're going to find a lot of crazy pants people. Let me just say that. Let me just say that. And I don't know if there's any new photos that had came out within the last day or two. I've been trying to keep tabs on that, but let me go look real quick. But has anybody seen the photos? Let me know in the chat. Put your hand in the air in the chat if you have seen the Koberger crime scene photo, the Idaho 4 crime scene photos. I'm looking now. I'm trying to scroll through and not read the crap, but just look for the photos. Yeah, I don't look like anything since last night when I last looked. Okay. Let me go check the other hashtags. As far as I'm concerned, he's under the jail and needs no further attention. The one where you can see Murphy under the desk. I know, that was so sad. Morgana's seen a few. Margaret saw some. Miss King saw a few. Yeah. I figured you guys had. It's so sad. But the one of Murphy under the desk, that was sad. Awful. Mm-mm-mm. But the conspiracy theorists, man, just crazy. And they go hard about it too. They don't like play around, man. Yeah, well. Don't forget the fries with that burger, right? He's being tormented. Ooh, who's saying that? I've been seeing a lot of videos popping out about, jail stuff, but I didn't know. No, Morgana, I haven't. Was it good? Crafting with Mary. Hey, girl. Good to see you over here. Hello. He doesn't deserve peace. He does not. Mm-mm. Was the Baldwin on Defense Diaries good, though, Morgana? Nancy Grace about Koberger. Okay. I'll have to check that out. I'll have to check that out. So what's going on with that, Morgana? Are they, like, talking about any kind of appeals or anything or any... And, like, I haven't seen that documentary yet either. I haven't seen it. Oh, you guys, you got to see this. Hold on. So, you know my mic stand that it usually hangs over here at an angle like this way, right here, right? My mic is usually like right here. So, my mic arm has been flimsy for a while, and it's a heavy duty one. It's not like it's heavy, but it's been flimsy for a little bit. So, I was needing to move it because I rearranged some stuff on my desk. Like my, just things are in different places right now. But anyway, I had to move the camera arm. Um, Hold on, I got a hair. Can't stand that. I had to move the camera arm from this side of the desk to this side of the desk. Well, when I unscrewed it from the desk over here, it's like the whole thing just went like pieces fell apart, right? So I was like, okay. So, well, now what am I going to do? Because I have to have a mic. Well, my mic is fine. It's just the camera arm that was messed up. So, you guys. It's in the coffee cup. I think. Ooh, hold on. I think Mickey bought me this coffee cup forever ago. And I used it to like keep ink pens and stuff in because it's a big one and I can't microwave in it because it's got the gold lettering on the front and it's actually, hold on. Ooh, I don't want to like grate your all's ears. I know that's probably loud when I move it around. But anyway, so here I'll show you. Hold on. So this part is what goes into the camera arm thing or the mic arm thing, but the thing that holds this part is what broke. So now I'm like, okay, well, just here, let's and I can't like, it's top heavy, obviously. This part is top heavy. So, yeah. I don't have anything else that would hold it except this big coffee mug. I mean, this thing is huge. Look how big this is. But I used to keep ink pens and scissors and stuff in it, So now, my ears. The mic and the coffee cup is perfect for the cafe. Right? I know. I'm going to have to get one of those like desk ones or another one that screws to the desk. But anyway, this is what we have come to in the Crime Cafe. This is what we have come to. And I know I can't move it around much because you guys get all that feedback from it whenever I move it around. Anyway, yeah. So, just a mess. Just a mess. Are there any but you know what? I didn't think about that, Patricia, with the mic being in an actual coffee cup. I didn't think about that. That is pretty funny. Making it work, right? I need to get one of those like desk tripod stands, I think maybe. Um I don't know. Figure something out, but in the meantime it works. What was I going to tell you guys next? Oh, um trials. What are you all watching right now? Shay. Hey, girl. Hi, you little lurker. And thank you for the super chat. You crack me up. Oh my God. Thank you so much. Hold on. I got to give you a little something, something for that. Hold on. Don't go nowhere. Don't go nowhere. Hold on. Here we go. Here we go. Thank you, lovely. You're so cute. I saw that pop up, and it wasn't the yellow color so much that shocked me as it was for you to be in here. So, hi, girl. Hi. Hi, girl. Hi. What trials are you guys watching right now? Because I've not been watching anything. Have not been watching anything, and I don't even know what trials are going on right now. I know there were a couple of small ones. One, I think, Grace. I got Grace on the mind, on my brain. Margaret, what did you say that you had watched? There was a trial that you had watched, and you said it was like over in 2 days. I can't remember what that one was. It had something to do with a basketball player or a baseball player or something. Casotis, if that's how it's spelled. The NBA player. Okay. So that one's done and over. Let me see. Hold on. Let me go. Well, let me open it up on my computer. That'll be quicker. Started on a Monday, found guilty by Wednesday. That's crazy. All right. Let me open these 3 tabs up. Lord have mercy. I just came across this on my home screen. It says woman arrested after dumping a dead baby inside a hearse at a funeral home. I don't see. People are so ridiculous. So it looks like Law and Crime. Is it just me, or has Law and Crime not been doing any trial stuff? Because it looks like the last thing on the actual Law and Crime channel was Lori Daybell's sentencing. But on the trial, Law and Crime trials. Okay. Okay, those 2 trials are still going on. The mom helped plot murder trial, Florida v. Sheila Agee, and then Georgia v. Nicholas Casotis. That's the dude who, he was a lawyer. He was a prosecutor, right? The Casotis dude was a prosecutor and is on trial for murdering and dismembering his wife. Good gravy. It looks like Vinnie Politan did another video about that Sarah Grace Patrick, the teen daughter that killed her mom and dad. We watched a couple videos about that a while back. She was the one that was like crying on TikTok about it afterwards. Okay, let me see what you guys said. Hey, Donnie. Good to see you. Oh, good grief, Mickey. God. I wonder why they did that. Let me see. Not much going on right now. I've been watching some of the guy that dismembered his wife. Started on a Monday. Okay. Trial for, okay, read that one. Haven't been watching trials these past couple weeks. I was out hiking at Mount. Oh, wow. Look at you, Patricia. That's awesome. So I guess I'm not the only one that hasn't been watching a lot of crimey stuff lately, huh? Did you see the ex-wife testify in the Casotas case? Um, People have lost their ever-loving minds. That's true. Oh, did the AG get sentenced already? Okay, well maybe they did. Then I don't know what you're talking about, Donnie. Um, the military lawyer, JAG lawyer. Okay. Um, yeah, I know, Mickey. Me too. That'd be awesome. Um, so I watched like bits and pieces of the Casotas one, but how long are they expecting this trial to go? It looks like today is day 6. Looks like today is day 6. And then I did see Donna Adelson had a motions hearing a few days ago. Apparently, the audio was horrible in that one. I don't know. I tried to watch part of it, but I just can't get into that one. I don't know. You guys, if that's like the big one that's coming up soon and y'all want to watch it, we can try to stream it. I'm not invested in that one at all. The Casotas one, Donnie, I thought somebody said a couple weeks ago. Oh, I thought someone said a couple weeks. Okay. I was like, weeks, not weeks ago. I was like, what? What? And she's saying she wants to testify on her own behalf. Who, Donna? And when is the Corey Richins going to be going on? I don't know. Maybe I almost feel like I've had my whole last year have been waiting on the trials for Idaho 4 and Stephen Stearns, and now that neither one of those are happening, I'm just kind of like, huh, okay. Oh well. Mm. I thought that they said it. It was delayed, but then I thought that they said it. I could be wrong. Okay, so Donna wants to testify on her own behalf. Well, she wouldn't be very smart. Mm-mm. She would not be very smart. I don't know. Margaret, you're the miss. You're the one that keeps up with everything. Is Corey Richins, if Margaret's still here, is Corey Richins delayed or not? What the wife that was biking, forgot the name. I think trial for husband is starting in September. Um, Shoot. Yeah, Mickey's a big one on that one. I forget what it was called. Hey, Kel. She got delayed after the 26 more charges. Yes. Okay. Blah. I knew she got the extra charges, Corey Richens, but I didn't know that she got delayed again. I thought that they did the 26 charges and then Morphew. Yeah. Suzanne Morphew. Barry Morphew. Beginning next year, 26. Okay. I know Mickey's heavily invested into that case too. That's another one that I just never. That one or the Adelson saga. I never got into interested in those. Hi, sweet Kel. Um, I want to see what happens for that Naresh bot. The his poor wife, Mamta Koffelbot. Do you guys remember that? Miss King's interested in both of those. Yeah, I think I would be more interested in the Morphew trial than the Donna Adelson one, but that's just me personally. Yes, and the one in Virginia, Miss King. Yes, Mom Takafel. She was a nurse, and he worked in the military, and I believe he dismembered her. That's what I think. And they had that poor little baby. That baby was like, what, barely a year old, if even. She was a nurse, beautiful, young. Ugh, just awful. I thought so, Miss King. Let me look it up. Let me go Google. I think his name is Naresh Bot. Oh, wait. What's this? This was from 6 days ago. It says, yeah, this was posted 6 days ago. It says Naresh Bot appears in court Wednesday. Here, I'll share this real quick with you guys. Hold on a second. Well, here, just let me read it real quick. It says, because it's short. It says, Naresh Bhatt appeared in court Wednesday for closed ex parte defense hearing. Murder trial has been delayed more than a year now, set for October of 2026. That's over a year away. Come on. Bhatt remains in jail, accused of killing and concealing the body of his wife, Mamta. The Manassas Park father and husband charged with murdering his wife last year and dismembering her body was scheduled to appear in court at 9:30 a.m. Wednesday, August the 6th. Prince William County Circuit Court hearing was described to Fox 5 to be an ex parte defense hearing. This is something that is closed to the public and the prosecution. An attorney connected to the case would only share the Virginia code that allows for this type of hearing. Um, uh, is he trying to be determined as indigent? Really? The defendant or his attorney may, upon notice to the Commonwealth, move the circuit court to designate another judge in the same circuit to hear an ex parte request for appointment of a qualified expert. Other big news in the case came last month when a judge allowed the murder trial against Naresh Bhatt to be delayed. Instead of starting September of 25, it's now scheduled October 5th of 2026. We have to think about the family, so anytime there's a delay for justice, this impacts the family. The family is here from overseas. They're caring for Mamta's baby. They want and deserve closure. And we know that closure now is 14 months later than we thought it was going to be. Um, In documents submitted early July, Naresh Bhatt's attorney complained that the Prince William County Commonwealth's Attorney Office refused to share discovery on an external hard drive, writing it took a total of 10 days of labor to download over 1.5 terabytes of discovery from the sharing site used instead of the hard drive. 2 weeks ago, it says marked 1 year since Mamta Kafalbot went missing. It's been a while, yeah. He was arrested on August the 22nd of 2024. To this day, her remains have not been found. So, looks like October of 2026, y'all. Morgana says DeJuan Anderson's trial is the one I want to see if they televise it. Yeah. Me too. It's very crazy, right, Patricia? That's forever. I don't know, Mickey. I mean, maybe that's part of it. Maybe that's why a big delay. But I don't know. I don't know. It's sad though. Very sad. How are you, Miss Laura? How are you, dear? Maybe, but I mean, they've deemed her dead, deceased, you know? I mean, I know that it's better to have a body, but I mean, if they haven't found her in a year, working and lurking. Working and lurking. Good, good, good. Good, good, good. Good, good, good. Oh my goodness. I have, let me see. I have to look. I don't know where I put those papers. I have to find that paper. Because I told you guys that I had that, um, doctor's appointment yesterday, the annual exam. And I have an appointment with my regular doctor, like in the coming days, and I don't remember what day. I think it's the 14th. I could be wrong. But I just had that physical. So maybe she'll let me cancel it. And because they said that they were going to send the blood work results to her anyway. So that should count for my physical, right? I don't know. What would you do? What would you do? Tell me what you guys would do. I need to find that paper though. Laura says, "Are you okay?" Yeah. What do you mean? Because of the doctor? Keep getting dings on my phone. Y'all in the mod chat. That's my thing, Patricia. Oh, yeah, Laura, I'm fine. I'm fine. I just had an annual yearly checkup, right? Well, I had an appointment. I had to have it through my husband's work clinic to get our insurance deductible or insurance premium cheaper. And um but I have another annual exam scheduled already for this month, but they said they didn't have enough time to get the paperwork cuz it's supposed to be before. Anyway, it was a whole mess. I don't even know how to explain it. So, the only thing I can figure why she would want to see me whenever I just already had this one would be for any additional blood work that maybe he didn't get. But, I mean, see, right there. That's where they got me yesterday. They got me good. It was so sweet. I came home and kiddo said, he said, "What's wrong with your arm?" And because I had a band aid on it, right? With the piece of that gauze they put on there with the band aid. And I didn't tell her, she don't understand what the difference between getting a shot and taking blood is. It's all the same to her. You're sticking a needle in my arm, right? So I just told her I got a shot. And she looked at me and she said, "Oh, I'm sad. I'm really sad." And I said, "I'm not. I'm fine." I said, "It hurt a little bit, but it'll make me feel better." You know, not that it wasn't a shot, but I wanted her to know that, trying to make it seem like shots are okay and that they will make you feel better. But anyway, tell me about it. I have a brain MRI in September. Insurance is being difficult under my husband's plan. There you go. There you go. It is a pain in the butt, especially when you got to get pre authorization junk. I thought so, Patricia. Yeah, I thought so because, she's terrified of shots, terrified of getting her blood drawn. She hates needles. I mean, God love her heart. She's had enough of them the last year. So, anyway, yeah. I'm on my way to get my blood work right now. Hopefully, they wanted me to make a freaking appointment for blood work. I'm not doing that. Oh, they don't usually, depending on where you go. Like if you're going to your local hospital, usually all I do is just take the order in with me and just go to the reception area and tell them what I'm there for. And then they just make me sign the little electronic signature things and then go sit down and wait for them to call me back. But I don't know how it is if you go to like LabCorp or something, because I know you can do that too. But we don't have one of those close by. Oh, I don't. They don't bother me, Miss King. I don't like getting shots, but I don't mind getting my blood drawn. I'm used to that. You don't have to have one at LabCorp. Okay. The message said make an appointment, and I was like, I'm not doing that for the lab. They're crazy. Well, I think it probably just depends on where you're going. Are you going to like a doctor's office, or are you going into like the hospital, or where are you going to get your blood draw? I don't have to make an appointment for labs, but it may take time. Mm. The last time I went to have my, not yesterday, but the time before that, was for my thyroid, which wasn't that long ago. And I had to wait for quite a while. I was like, daggone. I thought they forgot about me. Through your HMO, it's at a doctor's office. Okay. Well, my doctor's office, they used to draw my blood there, but then their blood vampire person don't work there now. And unless they changed and added someone new, they didn't have anybody to draw blood there at the doctor's office. So you'd have to go next door to the hospital to get your blood drawn, which isn't a big deal, but it's still just another annoyance when, I like when they can just do it right there. Same thing with like x rays, you know? Oh, right, Morgana. Every 3 months. Fun, fun. Well, I've been doing that about the same now, about every 3 months for the last quite a while because of my thyroid medicine change. I don't know. I don't know. But yesterday when I went to see this doctor though for the exam, he was like doing the whole normal annual exam thing. And he said, "When was the last time you had a colon screening?" And I said, "Well, there's a box at my house." He looked at me and smiled. He said, "How old is the box?" And I said, "It's pretty old." You guys. He just shook his head. He said, "You wouldn't believe how many people I hear that same thing from." I said, "There's just something about it. It's not normal to poo in a box and ship it. Like, that's gross." I mean, it's even, I can't handle having to take my dog's poop to the vet. Christopher Colossa, how many lurkers are here? Put it in the box. If you are lurking from the other version of myself, if you are lurking, then put a hand up. Lurkers. Shay's still lurking. Christopher says, "Put it in the box." I know, Laura. Rather that than a colonoscopy. But I've heard from people that a lot of times you'll go do the poo in the box and then they're like, "Oh, well, it came back, you know, abnormal, or it came back un whatever you want to call it, and you need to do a colonoscopy anyway." So, I don't know. I don't know if my box is still any good. The box is under the stairs in this. I kept it in the kitchen forever. Because I was like, if I have to look at it all the time, then it'll make me want to do it. Remind me. Well, then it became like the clothes on a treadmill. Like you don't even see them anymore, right? It's like they're not even, it doesn't even exist. It's just part of the room now. So I moved it and put it under the stairs. And yeah, and it's still under the stairs. From the dark side. Might as well just have the colonoscopy. But there's a chance you don't, right, Laura? Exactly. I pooped in a box and I now have to do so you have to do the colonoscopy? Didn't you do that a while back, Shay? Oh, so then why even poop in the box? That makes no sense. Oh well, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Laura's like, leave it on your bathroom sink. Dale did it, and his was fine. His came back fine or whatever, but and he's over 50. They didn't make him do one, Shay. So I don't know. Christopher says Gherkanachen. Well, literally, it's the precise moment that dog poo turns white, but generally it stands for someone you wouldn't share your. Oh my God. Okay, that was a Golden Girls. That was a Golden Girls quote. That was a Rose Nyland. Crafting with Mary says just do the colonoscopy. I've had one. Well, yeah, that's the prep that I'm worried about because I will puke my guts out. Had to look it up. mm, I loved her. Was it Farfignugan? Farfignugan. Where you eat, pinch your nose and you eat things and it tastes just like cheesecake. Farfignugan. You had to look up the quote or you had to look up the actual word, Chris? I poop in the box every year. It's okay, we all puke sometimes. Well, Morgana, mm, you struggled with that one. I did a poo test, then had MRI with dye. Now I have to have colonoscopy the end of the month. But I've had issues on and off, and this time it's been about 2 months. Ugh. Ugh. I don't know. I mean, granted, I don't want to have the colonoscopy, right? I don't want to do that, but I guess I should be an adult and do the thing. Had colonoscopy since I was 38. Wow. So you've had a few then, huh? Mickey's butt ain't happy. Oh. I wanted the quote right. I would have just winged it with the spelling if I knew the whole quote. Gotcha. Mary said I had a 15 centimeter polyp that they removed, so better just do it than end up with. Yeah, true. Did you do the poo box though? Did you do the poo box? Why do we always get on the subject of poo or food over here? We always get on the subject of food and poo. It's like the circle of life. You did not, but your family has history. Gotcha. Got you. As far as I know, our family don't have any history with colon stuff. Food does lead to poo. That's true. Margaret. Margaret's like, I walk back in here and y'all are being talking nasty. Nasty. You're nasty for that. Ay, ay, ay. There's no poo without food, right, Kel? Oh, and I want to try that recipe you shared, Kel. That looked yum. Kel shared this recipe. Kel, can you, if you got a minute, Kel, and you're free, can you post a link to that recipe in here? It looked so good. I forget what it was called though. It was Parmesan something. I want to make it. I feel bad though, but I wonder if I can find a gluten-free version of whatever that pasta is that he used. I forget what the pasta was. Thank you. Thank you, Kel. Thank you, thank you. It looks so good. Mm-mm-mm-mm. Chicken and cheese tortellini. Okay. I wonder if I can find gluten-free tortellini. Let me look. Because Jolie would love that, minus the chicken. She don't care for, like, meat. You know what I mean? Unless it's, like, processed meat. Like chicken lunch meat or pepperoni or bologna or salami. One of the easiest and best tasting recipes ever. It looked so good. Um oh no, Patricia, she says I'm going to be here a while. I thought a Tuesday morning wouldn't be busy. Probably everyone had the very same thought. Let me look it up and see. Gluten-free tortellini. Y'all can't see my phone without these glasses. And me and my big bouffant hair. Okay, hold on. I gotta look. Mm. Oh, yay, there is some gluten-free tortellini. Yay! Because that's something definitely that Jolie would love. She loves anything pasta-ish. Live G Free. Has anybody tried the Live G Free brand of gluten-free things from Aldi? I've heard kind of things about both. Um, Patricia, I hate waiting. I hate waiting too. especially in a stuffy waiting room with other people. Something I ordered you on TikTok came today. You ordered me something on TikTok? Oh, good Lord, what is it? Good Lord. Mm. Kiddo has done really good with all of the gluten free pastas and stuff that we bought. She likes them, but is it a YouTube recipe or Google? What, Miss King? Kel posted the link up there a minute ago. It looks like it's a Facebook link, if that's what you mean. I think you'll like it. I don't know. I don't know what it is. What is it? I bought stuff to make chicken Alfredo because we both like chicken Alfredo a lot, and Jolie loves it minus the chicken again. So we always have to like make it, pull some out a little bit for her. Well, actually, no. With the pasta like that, now that we're doing gluten free for her, we do a whole separate pot of just the gluten free pasta for her and the regular gluten filled pasta for us because you can't afford for the whole dang on family to eat gluten free. Let me tell you that. Stuff is outrageous. God. Trying to figure out how to eat more whole foods while working full time. It's overwhelming. Well, I think your best bet, Patricia, would be to like cook on the like bulk cook. Like find some recipes that you really like that have whole foods in them. That's whole food stuff. Make it and make like 2 batches of it or whatever, and then freeze leftovers and then bring those to lunch with you through the week. I've gone down the rabbit hole of how bad processed food is for you, and my thyroid has been horrible lately. I've gained 10 pounds this year. There you go. Yeah. But we do a lot of like something that we've been doing a lot lately. If we make, I don't know, I'm just going to use pasta again as an example, but you can do it with just about anything, right? We had what was it he made? How was it that he made that? I'm trying to remember. I can't remember what it was. I think it was chicken Alfredo, but this has been a while back. He had made some chicken Alfredo, but then he had taken like some broccoli and chopped it up and put it in there and let it cook for a little while longer just to get the broccoli nice and warmed up, and that was really good with the broccoli in it. So, but I love broccoli, Brussels sprouts. If you do um a lot of like uh yeah, I know, Miss King, it is. And there's sugar and everything now. And yeah, it is in everything, and it is addicting. Yes. Yeah, I like it like that too when it's a little crunchy. Are you doing the fasting thing too? The mornings, the intermittent fasting? Morgana, I do too. That is good. And you know what? The Brussels sprouts are the same way. If you like Brussels sprouts, they're really good roasted. We make those in the air fryer all the time. The Brussels sprouts, the broccoli. Um, let's see what else. Um, Sherry, I know. I don't know where Sherry Jones is. Sherry Jones, are you lurking, ma'am? She loves sweet potatoes. She eats a lot of sweet potatoes, and those are good for you too. But I'm not a huge pasta person. Dale is. Yes, I don't eat in the mornings. I eat my first meal at lunch. There you go. I've never been a breakfast eater. And this is so weird. I had heard about this a while back. Here we are in a crime channel talking about health and food and poop and who knows. Anyway, um, there is a something I'd heard a while back about how breakfast came about. Y'all can correct me if I'm wrong about this. I don't know. But this is what I heard. Breakfast came about as the most important meal of the day by the big food brands like General Mills and all the big cereal companies and stuff, um, as a way to get you to buy breakfast foods, right? Um, and that breakfast is actually two words meaning break your fast. You fast overnight and you break your fast with breakfast. That's why it's breakfast. And but yeah, I was like, mm. I mean, you hear doctors even say 3 meals a day, blah 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 blah. But I've never been a breakfast eater. Never. Even when I was young, I did not eat breakfast. I would actually get sick at my stomach if I ate breakfast. If I made myself eat breakfast like when I was in middle school and high school, if I like made myself eat, I would get sick at my stomach. The thought of food that early makes me nauseous. And so I don't eat. I don't eat until, usually after husband gets home from work. I might snack around on a little something and then have dinner later. And then but my big thing is the portion. Um like I eat too big of a portion. And I also have a habit of like eating sweets very late at night. But Brussels sprouts with bacon bits and a balsamic dressing is good. That sounds good. I heard that too. I was never a breakfast eater either, and if I eat breakfast, I'm hungry all. Now that is true. It's the same way with me. If I eat too early, it does make me sick at my stomach, but I do notice that if I eat breakfast, then I'm hungry sooner. And they say that's because it starts your metabolism working for the day, right? Which is good, but um, then I end up being hungry and I eat too much, off and on all day. I heard that there's been a lot of advertising over the years that have encouraged unhealthy behavior for many. Yeah. Snacking is hard too. Well, Dale's been bad about buying a lot of like chips lately. And he'll come home from work and he'll make himself a sandwich, grab a bag of chips, and head to the couch for some TV time for a little bit when he gets home. And, you know, I'll get done in here doing whatever I'm doing working wise for the day. And I'll go in there and grab that bag of potato chips and I'll sit down and eat, And when you take a bag of chips with you to where you're going to sit to eat them, that's when you get in trouble. It's okay if you eat chips if you portion them out. But when you don't portion them out and then you take the bag with you, you are mindlessly eating and you eat like 3 or 4 times more than you normally would have. And you don't even remember that you ate the chips because you're just sitting there filling your face while you're watching TV. Not to mention all the chemicals in our food. Yeah, it's bad. It's bad. And I've known about that for a long time. Um, the produce, even. If you can buy organic, do it. You're better off. There are some things that you don't have to buy that are organic. Things that have thicker peels, like bananas, you don't typically have to buy organic. But things like apples that have a thinner peel, you do want to get organic because of the chemicals and the pesticides and the um, Roundup that is used on all of the, you know, farms. So, and it's like there's no way you can get away from it either because even the meat eats the grains that have been poisoned with the chemicals and toxins. And then you know what I mean? Same with the milk. So it's just kind of you know. And then you have to pay out the wazoo for the organic stuff. So I don't know about like I struggle thinking about like I've thought about it a little bit too hard sometimes about the organic stuff and the non-organic. And I'm like, but can they say that it's organic when it's really not organic, Are they lying to us that it's organic? But who knows? Who knows? I've also heard that there's no place on this earth that you can grow anything that hasn't the toxins haven't seeped into the ground far enough that it don't matter. You're going to get toxins in your food, period. So, I don't know. Mm, sorry, I keep getting stuff on my phone. I have to keep a watch on my phone because I have that like classroom app where kiddos teacher can like message me anytime. So I'm always afraid. Mm. I think they undergo testing and such. Yeah, I know that they do like the third party testing and stuff. But let me tell you all this. So, okay, with this whole gluten free thing, I've learned a lot. There are people that are in my life. They're not really in my life anymore. They used to be, and not like in a big way, but kind of in a like social way. This one individual person, and Mickey probably knows exactly who I'm talking about, or will know who I'm talking about. There was this person who I knew who went over and beyond when it came to gluten free living. And she wouldn't allow people to cook in her kitchen with regular flour. Um, she wouldn't go to restaurants unless they were strictly gluten-free things, she wouldn't use certain products that were beauty products even that had gluten in them. Um, all kinds of stuff. And a lot of us that knew her were like, oh, good grief, that's a little overboard. Now I know why. Now I know why. You have to be that way. I didn't realize that, but now I get it. Now I understand. So, like, literally, when I make myself a sandwich, we talked about this a few weeks ago. If I make myself, like, say I make Big Kiddo a peanut butter sandwich, okay? And Little Kiddo wants a peanut butter sandwich. Yeah, I will use her gluten-free bread to make her sandwich and him regular bread to make his sandwich because he doesn't need the gluten-free. So I just use my butter knife and spread the peanut butter on his bread, give him his sandwich, and then turn around and I make hers. I don't change the knife out. I just use the same knife and then smear peanut butter on her bread and hand it to her. I had just contaminated her with gluten because I used the same jar of peanut butter and the same knife. And so I didn't realize that. I didn't know that it was that way. But it is. It is. And just because a product says gluten-free on it, like say a box of Cheerios, it might say gluten-free. But unless it says certified gluten-free and it has this weird G label on it and says certified gluten-free, then you don't really know that that product wasn't made in a factory that also had gluten-filled things in it, like other cereals from General Mills that is made out of wheat or something, So, if it has the certified gluten-free, that means that it's made in a facility that there aren't other gluten-filled items, supposedly. And I did not know that. At Camp Lejeune, they made a daycare at the same spot where they used chemical warfare and such on dogs. The soil was contaminated over 6 inches deep, and those kids played there for years. 6 inches or 6 feet? Just make hers first. Yeah, I know, Morgana, but I mean, sometimes, and I'm not even going to lie, you wouldn't believe how much peanut butter my kids go through in a day, especially Big Kiddo, because that's really the main thing he eats. He's very food. He has major food aversion, so he eats a lot of peanut butter sandwiches, okay? And I literally have a spoon rest that sits on my counter that I keep a butter knife on, and the jar of peanut butter out and the loaf of bread out on the counter because I go through so much of it in a day. And I just use the same butter knife all day to make his sandwiches. Otherwise, I would have to hand wash butter knives all day. I ain't got time for that. Yeah, he does have issues with textures and stuff. Yeah. But he's never been, he's just always, he's been very fickle over food ever since I can remember. So, but, even weird things, like they'll tell you to, things that you wouldn't think about, like, say for instance, you have, a gallon of milk. You pull a gallon of milk out of the refrigerator and you set it on your countertop where you may have just made a sandwich and didn't clean up the crumbs. You set that gallon of milk there. Well, then you move the milk back to the refrigerator, and now there are crumbs, gluten crumbs, in your refrigerator, And then say I set her water cup, her water bottle in there to keep it cool or whatever, and I set it next to the gallon of milk, well, then eventually the crumbs, and it sounds nuts, but according to her gastroenterologist, even the smallest little breadcrumb, over time, all those little small breadcrumbs are reintroducing the gluten back into her body, and then that will in turn, over time, destroy the intestines. And so she said people look at cross contamination and kind of like, meh, it's okay. But she said, no, it's not. You can't, no. She said it's basically kind of no different than if you have someone with like a seafood allergy, right? You have someone with a seafood allergy, although the gluten isn't going to cause anaphylactic shock in a person with celiac disease, but internally it causes a lot of damage, even the smallest, tiniest little bit does. And it's the same with someone who has like a seafood allergy, who might have a smidgen of something and they don't even know it, and then poof, they're like, or a peanut allergy, you know. So you can have one bite of something and it just destroys you. And so going back to that person that we used to make fun of for always being weird about gluten, now I understand. Now I get it. And there's all kinds of things that has gluten in it that you don't even think about, like Play-Doh. Play-Doh has gluten in it. Kinetic sand. She loves to play with kinetic sand. Has gluten in it. Um, what else was it? There was like a school supply list of things that had gluten hidden in them, and it was things like finger paints, stuff like that, because they use wheat as a thickening agent, or whatever you want to call it, and wheat is gluten. So anyway, there's your gluten and gluten-free lesson for the day. If you have people in your life who are gluten-free and you think that they're overboard, they're really not. They're not trying to be difficult. Just saying. So, he always has been. Yeah, he's always been very difficult with food. I remember one time when he was a baby, we gave him watermelon and he gagged. He gagged at watermelon. And it wasn't the taste. The taste was good. It was the texture. He couldn't deal with the texture. He can't deal with a lot of textures. There are levels of allergy too, and sometimes the more of that allergy you eat, the stronger the allergy gets. I didn't know that. Yeah, but she doesn't she have to ingest it? She ain't going around eating Play-Doh and paint, right? No, she's not. That's true. But it can still accidentally, I mean, kids are kids, right? Remember when you were a kid, how often did you wash your hands? Right? So, that's how it can happen. I mean, they're not going to go, they're not, and it's like whenever they play with the pasta, she can probably play with the pasta, but she's not accidentally going to eat the pasta, right? She's not going to eat dry pasta. Who's going to do that? But pasta, I don't think has a lot of like bits that are going to come off onto your hand. You know what I'm saying? Um, but whereas Play-Doh and finger paints gets in and under your fingernails, and kids don't wash their hands as often as they should, and then they put things in their mouth, and it's just, yeah. So, mm-mm-mm. Well, you guys, I'm going to get out of here. It is 2:30. Yeah, Dale just messaged. He's getting off work right now, so I got to tell him, I got to give him a shopping list real quick. He's got to run to the store. And then I got to get some stuff ready for the mail um, to go to the post office. See, now my phone's going crazy left and right. But anyway, constantly, but I'm a different cat. Well, that's true. That's true. You're right. Um, I don't know. She's not. I mean, she's okay about washing her hands. I tell her all the time. You guys see Poppy up there? Look, there she is. Poppy. Poppy. Where you at, girl? Where are you? There. Poppy. Hi. She's over here scratching and digging. She was under the bed, under the blanket. Poppy, quit. She can't stand it when her ears are itchy. You got itchy ears? You got itchy ears? Poppy. She's still gonna dig. Oh well. I know, she's so cute. She's a cutie. She's a cutie. Poppy, Poppy, Poppy. What are you doing? There she is. Hi, girl. I'm going to have to let her out to use the pate. I'm going to have to let her out to use the pate, and I think I need a cup of coffee. And my phone is still dinging. This was fun. Enjoy the rest of your day, everyone. Hey, Kel. Thanks for popping in, honey. Hold on. I got to shut this door, Poppy, this cabinet door, before you get in there. There's a banana peel in there that I don't want you trying to drag out. So, anyway, I'm on a scooch. I want to come back this week and maybe have a discussion about what we want to watch. I read the words "can't stand it" from Patricia, and then I said watch it. Well, can't stand it when my ears are itchy. Yeah, I know. My dad, God love his heart, his ears would itch, and he would take a key and stick it in his ear and go like that. He'd always use a key. Like, don't, that's weird. But anyway, that was my daddy. Um, we'll come back. I'm trying to think. What is today? Today is what? Tuesday or Wednesday? Today is Tuesday. Everybody's old dad cleaned their ears out with car keys. Really? Yours did too, Margaret? He didn't clean his ears with them. He just, when he get an itch, he would put his key in there and, like, that's weird. I thought my dad was the only one that did that. I don't know. Let me see. There are some other cases going on. I've been seeing some stuff about the disappearance, and apparently they found his body. Some young 18-year-old boy in Florida named Giovanni Pelletier. Have you guys heard about that? And then some other little kid from Kentucky or Tennessee named Jackson something. Have you guys seen those stories about those two kids? You haven't, Donnie? I've been seeing some stuff about them the last few days. Or scratch them or whatever. Yeah. Thank God for Pontiac keys. Yeah, so the one in Florida, the Giovanni Pelletier, he's an 18-year-old boy who, I know, Margaret. He was with it, but the cousin, Miss King, he'd never met before. And he was with them for like 20 minutes before he sent a message at 1:30 in the morning to his mom saying, "Mom, help." And then the next thing you know, they find his body in a retaining pond on off I-75 in Florida. He had never met that side of his dad's family before, apparently. And the cousin allegedly was in trouble before with like battery charges and stuff. But very weird. Very, very weird. And then the other little guy, the Jackson something, he's younger. He's a younger kid. And I'm not sure exactly what the story is with that little boy. Um, right, Kel? Oh my God. Yeah. Apparently, there's a lot of stuff coming out about that. The little boy was living with his grandmother, but she died and went back to his mom. That's it. Yeah. Yeah. And he's missing, right? Have they found him? Every time we start talking about missing kids, I always go back to Sebastian Rogers. That's ugh, kills my heart for that kid. That one is it's been a long time for that one. Any word, Miss King, on if that little Jackson, if that little boy has been found or not? Poppy's still scratching her ears and thumping the floor. So many missing kids, I know. Not that I have seen. I think he's still missing. Okay. Little boy from Breathitt County is still missing. Okay, is that the Jackson kid that I'm thinking of? Oh, my eyes are itching. Okay. All right. Well, maybe we'll look into them tomorrow. If you guys want to get together tomorrow for a little while. Thursday, I have something going on. Maybe even a doctor's appointment in addition to the other stuff. So I don't know. Is she wrestling? Yeah, she is. Now she's rolling around like a crazy dog. Can you see her feet moving? She's on her back, just rolling around. Yeah. She's wrestling around. All right, I'm going to get out of here and give my husband, all you see is feet, right? I know. Yeah, she does that out in the grass too. And when she gets a bath, you guys see the back of my fan up there. It's my nightstand fan. My door farted. My door farted. Anyway, I'm gonna go give him his shopping list. Poppy, can you knock it off? I'm gonna have to go put some of that powdery stuff in your ears. I'm gonna go give him his list. That wasn't me. It was my door. And then maybe we'll come on tomorrow and check out some stuff about this story and over those two little kids. And then Thursday I won't be live, and then we'll see on Friday. Probably something on Friday too. We'll try to do something on Friday. But I love you guys. Thank you for coming and hanging out. I was glad to see y'all. And it was good to have you all from the other side of the universe, the crafting world, coming over and hanging out today too. Shay and Chris. And who else? Mary. Now she's back up on the bed again. She wears me out. What are you doing, Poppy? Jeez, she kills me. All right. I love y'all. And I will see you tomorrow. I don't know what time yet. It might be a little earlier. It might be a little like 8 or 9 a.m. Eastern. Shoot, that'd be like 5 in the morning for Margaret. Y'all on the east, or y'all on the west coast will still be in the bed. I don't know, but I'm just trying to think. Cause she gets on the bus about 7:15. So, um, if I don't sleep well tonight, though, I might take me a little crash. It just depends. We'll see. What time do you all get up on the west coast? Miss King and Margaret and Patricia. What time do y'all get up and start like turning your phones on even? 5:30 for you. So that's 8:30 for me. Okay. I don't know if Miss King and Patricia is still here or not. 6:30 for you. Probably about the same for Patricia too then. Husband has left work. Oh, well, see, Kel, 3 a.m. for work, 6 a.m. on days off. Well, see, Kel, I see your phone going off. I mean, your car, you leaving and coming at odd hours. And I'm always like, there you go. Kel is like a 24/7 kind of girl. She never sleeps. 3:15 a.m. for work and 6 a.m. ish on days off. What time do you go to bed, Kel? You work from 5 a.m. to 2. That's a great shift. 7 p.m. ish. All right. All right. But 5 a.m. to 2, that is a nice shift. I mean, 5 a.m. is a little early, but being able to get off work at 2, yes. All right. I love you guys, and I'll see you back tomorrow. Just make sure to have your notifications turned on, and we'll do a little um, catch up on these two kiddos that are missing. We'll maybe scope that out for a little bit, and then unless something else major pops up, you know. So tough for having a social life. Oh, I mean, I can imagine. That's what your days off would be good for, though. Just saying. All right. I love y'all. I'll see you later. Bye, guys. Say bye, Poppy. What is she doing? I don't see her now. I don't see her. I think she's back under the blanket. Okay. Love y'all. Bye. There we go.